How the Nazis designed the most sophisticated counterfeiting operation in history in World War II. Imagine waking up and finding millions of pounds falling from the sky. No, it's not a dream, it was a weapon of war. In 1939, Hitler's inner circle realized they didn't need just bombs to destroy London. They could do it with paper. This is the story of Operation Bernhard, the most audacious counterfeiting scheme in human history. The goal was economic sabotage. If the Nazis could flood the UK with near-perfect fake banknotes, they could trigger hyperinflation. The British pound would become worthless, the banks would collapse, and the British war machine would grind to a halt without firing a single shot. But there was a problem. The British white fiver was the most secure banknote in the world. It used unique linen paper and over 150 secret security marks. To crack it, the SS turned to a place of nightmares, the Sachsenhausen concentration camp. The Nazis rounded up 142 Jewish prisoners, artists, engravers, and master forgers. They were moved to Block 19, a top-secret isolated compound. The deal was simple, but horrific. Produce the perfect fake, or face the firing squad. For years, these men lived in a gilded cage. They had real beds and decent food, but they were working for their enemies to stay alive. By 1943, they had done the impossible. They produced notes so perfect that even the Bank of England's own experts couldn't tell them apart from the real thing. But by the time the paper blitz was ready, the German Luftwaffe had lost control of the skies. They couldn't fly over London to drop the money. So, the Nazis changed tactics. They used the fake cash to fund their own war. They paid spies, bought gold, and purchased weapons on the black market using millions of forged pounds. At one point, the fakes made up more than 10% of all British currency in circulation. So, how did the British find out? It wasn't a mistake in the printing, it was a mistake in the bookkeeping. A sharp-eyed clerk at the Bank of England noticed something strange in the ledger. He found a recorded banknote that had already been redeemed and cancelled years earlier. Then he found another. And another. The British realized with horror that their economy was being poisoned from the inside out. As the Allies closed in on Germany in 1945, the operation was dismantled. The Nazis packed the printing plates in crates of fake cash, millions upon millions of pounds, and headed for the Austrian Alps. In a final act of desperation, they dumped everything into the bottomless depths of Lake Toplitz. For years after the war, Nazi gold and Nazi pounds would occasionally wash up or be found by divers, a ghostly reminder of a financial war that almost succeeded. The impact was so severe that the Bank of England had to stop printing all notes higher than £5 and completely redesign their currency. It took decades for the British financial system to fully recover its reputation. Operation Bernhard proves that in total war, sometimes the most dangerous weapon isn't a bullet, it's a printing press.